Let's discuss the giant changes in your emotions that you're probably going through right now. People often describe these changes as a tumultuous ride of hormones and emotions. No, it's not just a cute saying. It's a real and sometimes challenging part of being pregnant. Knowing this allows you to navigate the challenges with greater awareness and less self-criticism. You can learn to notice and be kind to yourself during these changes instead of fighting them. You could cry during an advertisement, get annoyed by a small noise, or feel a giant rush of love one minute and anxious the next. You're not losing it or having a mental health issue if you feel these ways. They are direct effects of the significant changes in hormones that your body is going through to help your baby grow. You are experiencing a significant transformation in your body, and your emotions are naturally reflecting this change. Think of it this way: your body is building a whole new environment inside you, and your emotions are like the weather patterns that are constantly changing to match the climate. To be more specific, your body makes a lot more hormones like estrogen and progesterone when you are pregnant. These hormones are essential for keeping the pregnancy going, helping the placenta grow, and getting your body ready for giving birth and nursing. They also change the chemistry of your brain, changing neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which play a role in controlling your mood. Your emotional responses may get stronger when these amounts change, making highs feel stronger and lows feel stronger. Realizing that this process isn't just in your head is important. It's a natural fact. So, how do you get through this rough mental terrain? The first useful step is to just notice something without judging it. When a strong feeling comes on, like sudden happiness, sadness, or anger that you can't explain, take a moment to calm down. Don't try to push it away or figure out why you're feeling it right away. Just be aware that it's there. You could tell yourself things like, that wave of sadness is back, or I'm so irritable right now. Just knowing the emotion creates distance, so you don't get swept away. Observing the weather from inside your house, rather than being outside in the storm, illustrates this concept. As soon as you notice an emotion, see if you can connect it to a physical feeling. Emotions often show up in the body. Feel like your chest is tight when you're anxious. Is anger making your face or shoulders feel hot? Does sadness make you feel heavy? Making a connection between an emotional event and how it shows up in your body can help you stay grounded. It makes you more aware of your body, which is where a lot of the pregnant experience takes place. Like an interested scientist, you're not trying to change the feeling, you're just observing it. Remember, despite an overwhelming emotion, your body usually responds with clear, real feelings. Now, let's talk about how these changes in hormones can affect how you think about everyday things and even the past. You may find that you are rethinking relationships, your job choices, or even memories from your childhood with a stronger emotional connection. This phase is also a part of the process. During pregnancy, a woman is in a state of liminality, a time of deep change. Hormonal changes may be making your mind work extra hard to understand this huge change in your life. Perhaps your body is getting you ready, both physically and mentally, for the giant duty and love that's coming. Don't be surprised if you suddenly experience thoughts you haven't had in years, or if old worries resurface with renewed intensity. It takes going through old files sometimes for your brain to make sense of everything. When these waves of introspection or reflection hit, you don't have to go into detail about every thought or feeling. Do a gentle recognition and then come back to the present moment instead. It's okay to say, okay, that's a familiar worry, when an old worry about money comes up. Then you can focus on your breath, the baby moving inside you, or your feet on the floor. You don't need to avoid this, you just need to avoid getting stuck in a loop of pointless ruminating. You are letting yourself feel, but you are also letting yourself move on. You might want to keep a simple mood log, not as a detailed journal but to find trends. Just write down 1 or 2 words about your main feelings several times a day for a few days. You could write morning, calm, afternoon, irritable, and evening, joyful and exhausted. You don't have to think too much about it. The point is just to see if there are times of day or events that seem to make you feel a certain way. For instance, you may notice that you feel more nervous when you're hungry or too tired, or that a short walk outside makes you feel a lot better. You don't have to stick to a strict schedule. This endeavor is about learning more about your own mental rhythm while you're pregnant. When you understand these hormonal changes, you can also manage your own and others' goals. It's okay if you don't always have the same amount of energy or patience you used to. If you snap at your partner or feel overwhelmed by a job that used to be easy, don't immediately blame yourself. Instead, you can recognize that your hormones are affecting your behavior. Therefore, you might say to your partner, I'm feeling particularly sensitive at the moment, and I believe it's due to my hormones. This method helps you both understand the feeling better by putting it into the world. Instead of guilt or anger, It makes people more empathetic. Remember that now is not the time to expect yourself to be emotionally stable. Your body is doing a lot of work, and your feelings are just showing how effectively it is working. Do not try to be calmly joyful all the time. Instead, try to be emotionally flexible. In other words, you should feel whatever comes up without judging it and then let it go. It's like watching clouds move across the sky. They can be fluffy and light or dark and heavy, but they all move on in the end. Finally, be kind to yourself as you go through these mental changes. Simultaneously, the experience can be hard, beautiful, confusing, and ever-changing. There will be times when you are completely happy and times when you are really struggling. When you're stressed, sad, or overloaded, try to be kind and understanding to yourself the way you would be with a close friend who is having a difficult time. Just breathe and put your hand on your belly. Accept how you're feeling and keep telling yourself that it's normal and only a short part of this wonderful trip. You are not alone in experiencing these fluctuating emotions, and they serve as evidence of the potent, life-giving process occurring within you.